Hey guys, today on People Now.
Hello, Facebook Live. We are going inside Carrie Fisher's bittersweet memorial service.
How her close celebrity friends paid special tribute with her favorite foods and even singing.
Shannen Doherty shakes off her cancer treatments with some power dancing.
Lyle Menendez talks married life in prison years after making headlines for the 1989 murder of his own parents.
So the Guardians have a button cam, we have glass cam, surveillance cameras.
Meet the stars of Animal Planet's new show, The Guardians, and hear how they are helping protect and rescue our furry friends.
We are showing you how to make that trendy top knot a reality.
Plus,
See, the thing that people really go, what are you talking about? But my mom, let me drive myself to work every day to the studio from 13 years old.
Driving at 13?
Housewives star Kyle Richards opens up about her unconventional childhood.
Good morning, guys. Good to see you. We are streaming live on people.com and Facebook Live. Great to have you here. We want to hear from you today. We have lots of celebrity news to get to, but we are kicking things off with a Utah mom of quadruplets. Hilarious video. She posted it on Facebook. Lots of buzz about this. She's having a real mom moment. Check this out.
Dad's out shoveling the driveway. Mom desperately needed a treat to get through the rest of the night. So I'm hiding in the pantry, eating a treat. Is that wrong? They don't ever go away. They want everything you have. See? She's always there.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, she's so cute. Hi.
Voice.
It's adorable.
Yeah, all right, so even if
Do you have moments like that?
I do, definitely. As a parent of two, it's like there are moments where you're just so like, but then that cute, adorable voice that melts you. But even if you're not a parent, we've all kind of been there in one way or another. Ashley Gardner shared that video on the family's Facebook page. It was viewed more than 3 million times in just 3 days. And all right, Facebook Live viewers, we want to hear from you. Our Facebook question of the day is this: how do you get your much needed alone time? This is, of course, not just for parents out there.
Everybody.
We want to hear from everyone. You have a boyfriend or girlfriend that drives you crazy at times.
A co-host that drives you crazy.
Perhaps. I can't relate to that. I know you can't. Maybe your pets. Maybe they even act worse than your kids.
Yeah,
it's possible.
that's very, very possible.
Or a
Depending on
roommate.
What kind of animal you have. Oh,
Right.
yes, roommates could be.
Roommate that leaves their dirty clothes everywhere, the dishes.
So let us
or
know,
whatever.
definitely.
Yeah, write in your
Read
comments.
Your comments.
Yeah, we're going to read them later on live in the show, so we want to hear from you. Now we've got a lot of celebrity news for you this morning. Here's what you need to know and what's trending for today. Friends and family of Carrie Fisher, who died at age 60 on December 27th, gathered Thursday for an intimate memorial at her Beverly Hills home. On Friday, a funeral service for Fisher's mother, Debbie Reynolds, who died at age 84 following a possible stroke just 1 day after her daughter, will take place at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Los Angeles. She will be buried with some of her daughter's ashes. For Fisher's memorial on Thursday, her daughter, Billie Lourd, chose to have it at her mother's home, where Fisher famously and frequently entertained. Reynolds also lived on the property. The afternoon gathering was a bittersweet throwback to the star-studded but casual parties that Fisher often threw in the eclectic art-filled house. The 125 guests included Penny Marshall, Meg Ryan, George Lucas, Gwyneth Paltrow, and many more. Eulogies were delivered by Billie Lourd, Meryl Streep, Tracy Ullman, author Bruce Wagner, comedian Stephen Fry, and security expert Gavin DeBecker. Now, according to a family friend, all the tributes circled back to Billie and how much Carrie loved her. Guests dined on the same menu that Fisher actually served regularly at her legendary parties. Of course, that menu: fried chicken, collard greens, and cornbread. The only things missing were Carrie and Debbie, says the friend who attended many parties at the house. Debbie would sit in the corner and everyone there would come up and pay homage. Even the biggest stars were starstruck by her. Carrie would walk around barefoot with a can of Coca-Cola, making sure everyone was having a good time, saying the funniest things that you've ever heard. Now at the memorial, Streep also performed Fisher's favorite song, Happy Days Are Here Again. And the family source says that by the end, everyone was singing. Sounds like a really touching.
Who is going to pay for the wall? Who? By the way, 100%.
CNN is reporting that President-elect Trump's transition team is signaling to Republican leaders that Trump would like a border wall between the U.S. and Mexico to be funded by Congress. Now, on the campaign trail, Trump, of course, had promised multiple times that he would force Mexico to pay for the border wall. Though in October, he did suggest that he'd have Mexico reimburse the United States for the cost of the barrier. Now this morning, President-elect Trump responded to reports on the wall, tweeting, "The dishonest media does not report that any money spent on building the Great Wall for sake of speed will be paid back by Mexico later." According to CNN, Republicans could add the billions of dollars needed to fund the project to a spending bill that needs to be passed by April 28th to keep the government running, forcing a showdown with Democrats. Republican Congressman Steve Scalise declined to say Thursday if Congress would pay for the wall, telling CNN this, "We want President Trump to have all the tools he needs to build the wall. We're in talks with him on the details of it as they're still putting together their team. We still got a few months before there's another funding bill that's going to move. We're going to work with him to make sure we can get it done. We want to build a wall. He wants to build a wall." Stay on people.com for all the latest on this story. There we go. Woo, Shannen Doherty. She isn't letting cancer treatment stop her from getting her groove on. The actress posted 2 dance workout videos on Thursday with her trainer Nina, who gives Doherty words of encouragement throughout all the dances. Doherty captions her first workout video with some very inspiring words saying, "Radiation is tiring. It builds up within you, and sometimes one just struggles to keep their eyes open. You can see how tired I am here, but I'm still moving. Any movement is so good during treatment, not just for the body, but for your mind as well." Now, shortly after sharing the video, Doherty gave her fans an update on her radiation treatments, saying this, "Meanwhile, going to do a double-up day of radiation, so I get completely finished this week." Wow, Shannen has been so inspiring since going public with her diagnosis. Good for her. Well, guys, moving on to this. Amy Duggar King and Dylan King make their debut tonight on the premiere of WE TV's Marriage Boot Camp. I know I'll be tuning in, especially after talking to them, to find out how it all goes. When Amy and Dylan were here at the People Now studios, I wanted to know what Amy's famous reality show family, the Duggars, think of her joining Marriage Boot Camp. Watch what she had to say.
I feel like my uncle's like, "Oh, that." Like, I think
Marriage Boot Camp, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't negative about it, but I don't think he understands the whole show.
Okay.
There's definitely some moments where it's not pretty, you know.
I don't know if they know the contents of this show.
No, there's some F-bombs. I don't even cuss that much, and I had said F-bomb.
Oh, yeah.
I am F-bombing in the show.
Okay.
And it's like
Let it be known right here and now. Do you think,
Oops.
will your uncle, will they watch the show?
probably
I would say
not.
No.
I would say
Probably not. Only because they really try to protect their kids from things like that.
F-bomb from Amy's F-bombs, okay? This woman, it's getting crazy. All right, guys, now we started off the show talking about a mom of quadruplets that was giving us some real talk when it came to motherhood,
Yes.
but anyone can relate to this video that she posted on Facebook. Watch again.
Dad's out shoveling the driveway. Mom desperately needed a treat to get through the rest of the night. So I'm hiding in the pantry. Eating a treat. Is that wrong? They don't ever go away. They want everything you have. See? She's always there.
Hey. Hey.
Hi.
Seriously, gets me every time. It's hi.
So we're asking you, yes you, how do you get your alone time, whether you're a parent or not?
And a lot of really creative responses.
Yeah.
Amy writes, "OMG, I remember those moments. Mine are grown and moved out of the house now. Mothers need their me time once in a while I don't blame her."
Jada writes, "I take a walk or hang up if me and my boyfriend are on the phone." See, there's the non-parent one. It's just like, hey, I need a break. Just stop.
Yeah, Lisa writes, "I tell my kids I'm going to the gym so I can go shopping by myself, and they have to stay with dad."
Also sneaky if you go to the gym, leave the kid at the daycare at the gym, and then go shopping. Anyway.
Wow, you've been
Could
thinking
work
this
it
for a little
if you
bit.
tried hard. Asia writes, "I arrange sushi with my girlfriend once a month." Great idea.
Hope writes, I really like this one, by the way. So Hope writes, "I trained my kids that anytime I went in the bathroom, it was going to stink really bad. It worked. It was like a mini vacay every time I opened the bathroom door." I read that right here, and I was laughing.
So let me just say this. She opened the door there, so I will say that I don't know if you've heard of. Sorry, it's breakfast this morning, but dad poos is what they call. And it's when you go to a bathroom break for dads. It's like 40 minutes, and you just you're checking your Twitter, your email, whatever, and you just disappear in the bathroom for as long as you can. It takes.
I guess if it works. Anything.
Sorry to be a little.
You guys keep those comments coming on Facebook, and we're going to be reading them throughout the show.
All right, even more shitty news for us.
Yes, check this out. from ABC's documentary special Truth and Lies, The Menendez Brothers, American Sons, American Murderers. And in the 2-hour special, brother Lyle Menendez opens up about managing a sense of normalcy in prison after he and brother Eric murdered their parents in 1989. Well, part of that normalcy is maintaining a 13-year marriage to wife Rebecca Sneed. And the now 48-year-old opened up about the unconventional relationship during a recent phone interview with ABC News, saying, "One thing I've learned is that your physical comfort is much less important than your connection with the people around you. I found I can have a healthy marriage that is complicated and built around conversation and finding creative ways to communicate, sharing, without all the props that are normally there in marriage in terms of going out to dinner and having as much intimate time together and so on." Well, ABC also reports that conjugal visits are prohibited for those sentenced to life without parole. Menendez and his brother Eric, who were 21 and 18 respectively at the time, shot their sleeping parents, Jose and Mary Menendez, execution style in the den of the family's Spanish-style Beverly Hills mansion on the night of August 20th, 1989. And Menendez says he now has come to terms with his past and his fate of life in prison, saying, "My life is a struggle to not be defined by what happened. I'm at peace with my life growing up. I'm at peace with it because I've just sort of accepted that it's okay not to understand."
All right, moving on to this. If you think Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards leads an interesting life now, wait until you hear about her upbringing that is the inspiration behind TV Land's upcoming show, American Woman. So how does Kyle really feel about her childhood being played out on the small screen? Watch this.
I don't know, I was always excited about it. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh.
Here it comes.
Yeah, but I think, in sharing the stories about my life growing up, I was a child actor my whole life, even my sisters and I.
Right.
And I think the thing that people really go, what are you talking about? Is my mom, let me drive myself to work every day to the studio from 13 years old on. I had no license. And then she doctored my birth certificate to say I was a year older so that I was emancipated when I was actually 13, not 14.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, yeah.
Wow.
So my mom was not, a traditional mom.
To say the least.
Upbringing.
Right, okay.
Yeah, she was a very strong woman.
Why was Alicia Silverstone the right kind of fit here?
We met with her, and all of us, the producers and myself, we're all big fans of Alicia, and she has a big fan base, obviously.
Of course.
And when we met with her, she came in, and I started sharing the stories, of my life and my mom, and she just sort of you could see she just started taking it on. I was like, this is gonna be amazing. I love it. And it was like a slam dunk.
Animal Planet's new show, The Guardians, is our Toyota People Pick of the day. The show highlights a group of people who have one common goal: to rescue animals at any cost, even if it puts their own lives in danger. Well, two of the show's stars, Bill and Miss L, stop by the People Now studios and explain the sticky situations they sometimes have to get into in order to save an animal's life. Watch.
I was an undercover detective in the city before this, so I did this type of thing, walking into these situations cold, and you never know what you're going to find. You can knock on a door looking to find out about an animal, and they could be, drug dealers or some kind of crime being committed, and I've had guns put to my head doing this and stuff, and you just you never know.
Yeah, in the first episode, we see you guys leading a puppy flipper sting, and you catch this potential man selling puppy mill dogs. And Al, do you ever get nervous for your safety when you're in the midst of everything?
Maybe when I'm thinking about the scenario, it's natural. You have to kind of think about all things that could go wrong potentially. But once I'm in the midst of it, because it's not about me, it goes away, and it has to, because I'm undercover, and because the goal is to get these animals into a safer environment.
So some intense stuff there. And if you're wondering who that adorable pup was, that's Linus, one of the Guardian's rescue pups who is now up for adoption. He was the sweetest dog ever, who has overcome a pretty heartbreaking story. Watch this.
A Good Samaritan contacted us, the Guardians of Rescue, desperate, because this dog was found severely emaciated, and his blood pressure was so low and his temperature was so low they couldn't even register it on a thermometer. So he pretty much was the walking dead. And it's only been a few weeks, but you can see him now, he's literally come back to life.
All right, guys, stay with us. Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey reunite for dinner with the kids. Plus, we're looking back at some of Hidden Figures star Taraji P. Henson's hottest red carpet looks. Stick around.
This is King Cutie in People. His Royal Highness Prince George Alexander Louis of Cambridge. These are George's parents, George's home, his Nana, the Queen, and his staff of 644 Englishmen. This is George's dog Lupo, who inspired his favorite book, The Adventures of the Royal Dog Lupo, one George will share now that he's a big brother. People. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
All right, it's that time again. The stars are on the move, and we're following them in today's edition of Star Treks. I spy with my little eye one heck of a rock. Yes, we have an exciting engagement ring spotting today from the tennis legend herself, Serena Williams. The 35-year-old professional tennis player decided to show us a little sneak peek of her new engagement ring on the popular social website Reddit, titling this super cute pic of her and fiancé Alexis Ohanian engagement shoe game. And if you were kind of wondering why Serena announced her engagement and is now showing off her bling on the site, the answer will make total sense since, well, fiancé Alexis is one of Reddit's co-founders. Yes, the Brooklyn native has been dating Serena for about 2 years now, and judging from the engagement announcement, the couple seems to be absolutely smitten with each other. Serena announced her engagement on Reddit last week after Alexis surprised her with, wait for it, a trip to Rome. Amazing. Serena made the announcement in the cutest way ever, posting 2 cute little Reddit emojis with a poem she handwrote all by herself. The tennis star writes, I came home a little late. Someone had a bag packed for me and a carriage awaited. Destination Rome, to escort to my very own Charming, back to where our stars first collided. And now it was full circle. At the same table we first met by chance. This time he made it not by chance, but by choice. Down on one knee, he said 4 words, and I said yes. Ah, so cute. Not sure if that could get any cuter. And although the engagement was a bit of a surprise, since Williams and Ohanian have kept their relationship on the DL for the most part, they did share a silly Halloween photo on Instagram, with Williams cleverly captioning this pic, bare necessities. Get it? I see what she's doing there. Well, I know we're all very happy for these 2 lovebirds, so congrats to Serena and Alexis. All right, moving on to this. After a bit of a rough start to 2017, Mariah Carey seems to be enjoying some downtime with her 2 children, twins Ro and Rocco, as well as ex-husband Nick Cannon. Well, Cannon posted this cute family pic on Insta with the caption, family dinner, all is well, live, love, laugh. Mimi reposted the pic to her own account late Thursday night, so perhaps she's focusing more on the positives coming into this new year. Of course, the photo comes 1 short week after Mariah Carey's disastrous New Year's Eve performance, where the decorated Grammy Award singer apparently suffered from technical difficulties while on stage. The unfortunate moment eventually caused Mariah to walk off stage, leaving audience and TV viewers completely stunned. Well, since the incident, Carey's team has accused Dick Clark Productions of, quote, sabotaging the star. Mariah's manager said this about the show, suggesting, quote, they could have cut to a commercial. They could have edited the West Coast feed to make her look good. So when we say words like sabotage, I'm not saying you intentionally decided, hey, we're going to sabotage Mariah Carey tonight. Well, host Ryan Seacrest also joined in on the debate, defending the show on his podcast On Air with Ryan Seacrest. The 42-year-old television personality said, quote, it is difficult to perform in Times Square. Carey knows what Times Square is about. It's complicated. Imagine every single TV outlet in the world was there. So there's all kinds of technical things going on. Things happen on live TV. If something goes wrong, it's unfortunate for anybody. Well, here's to hoping the rest of the year turns out much better for Mariah. And those are your Star Treks for today.
All right, just a second, Andrea.
Yes.
We got to talk about the Golden Globes.
Golden Globes!
This Sunday.
Yeah, so excited.
Very excited for that. I don't know about you. I am definitely going to need to get my Dunkin' to get through this award season.
Okay.
My Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Yes.
Sunday night at the Globes. I just so happen to have brought you your own cup as well, and they just so happen to be our sponsor.
That is just so happens. So thank you. That's very nice. How did I get so lucky with such a giving co-host?
I know, and of course Dunkin' Donuts coffee as well. And now that we've got our coffee, we're all energized, ready to go. I can't wait. I know you're excited.
Very excited.
We want you guys to join us and the rest of the People team during our Golden Globes live stream coverage Sunday night on People.com. Before that, I want to talk about some people who I'm very excited to see on Sunday's red carpet. You ready for this?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Starting off with, of course, I'm excited to see the Ryans.
Yes.
The face-off between Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds is going to be epic. La La Land versus Deadpool. I mean, come on. This is the match of the century in many ways. Really excited to see who comes out on top of that. And if they take a picture together, my gosh, the internet will be broken. Who wears the better suit, the better tux? I don't know. We'll find out.
Who are you rooting for of the Ryans? It's a really hard decision.
It's an impossible decision. I love La La Land. I'm going Reynolds though. I like his sense of humor.
I was gonna go Gosling. I just think, Gosling and La La Land getting a lot of buzz. I think I like Gosling.
You gotta do it. All right.
For this season.
And we want to find out from you. Sound off. Who do you think is going to win? Are you team Ryan Gosling or are you team Ryan Reynolds? We want to know. So there's that. Moving on to this. I'm very pumped to see the cast of Stranger Things. We love them here. Had them in studio. How can you not love them, right?
11.
Yeah, I know. Probably the coolest 14-year-old kids that we've ever met. And I binge watched the entire season in probably 2 days, maybe a day and a half. Really hoping they win big on Sunday. Can't wait for that.
I would love if they won. I also think it's going to be tight. I mean, This Is Us. If it's going to go to a news show, Stranger Things or This Is Us.
For sure.
Otherwise, Game of Thrones has been pretty solid.
The entire time.
I know.
There's a lot of good competition, a lot of fans around it. And speaking of that, Chrissy Metz from This Is Us, she came on the show here on People Now a few weeks ago and was the nicest person in the world. Also really cool how this is her first major role and first nomination. It's all kind of happening for her. We all love the show. So definitely pulling for Chrissy. I know she's up against co-star Mandy Moore, who we also love. But it's just, I think Chrissy is a major up-and-comer to watch this year. It's exciting to see what is happening for her.
And the cool thing about those two ladies is you can tell they really support each other.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be this tense competition. I hope that one of them wins. That'd be so great.
I guess we will see if I'm right, if you're right on Sunday. Make sure to tune into our live stream Sunday night on people.com for all the latest on the Golden Globes. Going to be lots of fun. You don't want to miss it. And get your coffee.
Yes.
People Magazine Investigates first season finale is this Monday. It explores a case that has captivated Americans for nearly 50 years. Here to break down 3 things to know about the current state of the Jeffrey MacDonald case is People senior editor Alicia Dennis. Happy New Year, Alicia.
Happy New Year.
Good to see you. Now, Jeffrey's account of what happened to his family shares a lot of similarities with another infamous crime that's been making headlines even this week, the Charles Manson murders.
Yes.
Tell me about any connection there and its similarities.
Well, Charles Manson's followers over 2 days in August of 1969 carried out these horrific crimes where they stabbed their victims and then used their victims' blood to write on the walls of the crime scene. And they used the word pig on the walls of the crime scene. Now, in Jeffrey MacDonald's case, the word pig was written on the headboard that he shared with Colette.
Wow, gruesome and frightening and weird. Despite Jeffrey's account of what happened, though, he was eventually convicted of murdering his wife and 2 children, sentenced to 3 life sentences. What led federal prosecutors to file charges against him?
Well, federal prosecutors presented a case where they believed that an argument had gone wrong between Jeffrey MacDonald and his wife, and that resulted in this murderous rampage. They tried to lay out within that crime scene different blood evidence that they said proved that he was the killer. He's denied that from the beginning.
So when it comes to motive, just an argument?
The motive, yes, just an argument, and he's pointed to that motive not being one that should have held up, and he really has held strong to the fact that he says that 4 intruders came and that they perpetrated this attack.
Wow, really, really interesting. Now, Jeffrey is 73 years old. He's still serving time for the crimes. On January 26th, the 4th Circuit Court of Appeals will hear oral arguments about Jeffrey's claims of innocence. What evidence does Jeffrey's legal team have that they hope will lead to his exoneration?
Well, Jeffrey's defense team really is putting a lot of hope in this hearing. They are going to present evidence that they say DNA testing shows that there was a hair underneath one of Kristen's fingernails that doesn't match anyone in the family, that there was a bloody handprint that doesn't match, and then they're also going to look at some synthetic hairs that then they think supports the argument that there was a woman in a blonde wig there at the crime scene.
Wow, interesting stuff. Thank you so much, Alicia. It's good to see you. For even more surprising revelations on this case, make sure to tune in to The Accused episode of Discovery ID's People Magazine Investigates, Monday, January 9th at 10 p.m. Eastern.
All right, switching gears here, it's 2017, and let's be real, we all want to be looking good in this new year, right? Well, to keep us staying very trendy, we've got you covered with an easy hair hack how-to from celebrity hairstylist Kevin Hughes. And this is inspired by none other than Kim Kardashian. Personally, very excited to rock this look. Never done it before, always wanted to know how. So without further ado, show us what you've got, Kevin.
Hey everyone, my name is Kevin Hughes and I'm a celebrity hairstylist, and I'm here today to share with you a Kim Kardashian inspired half up, half down top knot. So the products you'll need to complete this look are Root Boost, Moroccan Oil Treatment, Dry Texture Spray, and Moroccan Oil Luminous Hairspray Strong. You will also need a blow dryer, sectioning clips, metal end tail comb, wide tooth comb, a hair bungee, and some large bobby pins. So for step number one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a product from Moroccan Oil called Root Boost. And what this does is it will give you a little bit of texture at the root lift, as well as texture throughout the entire head of hair. Like this gorgeous hair that I'm working on today, it's very silky, so we need a little bit of texture in through the hair. So we're just gonna apply this right to the root area and then a little bit throughout. Now that I've done that, I'm going to apply the dry texture spray liberally throughout her hair to give the entire head of hair a little bit more grip. This is great for anyone with fine heads of hair, hair that tends to be very, very slippery. This dry texture spray gives you instant grip, so you're able to curl it, work with it a bit better. Now what I'm going to do is start at the very, very back, and I'm going to create a little bit of natural texture with a wave. I'm going to use a little bit of hairspray just to give a little bit of hold factor. And then I'm going to be using a 1.5 inch iron. And this is really quite simple. You can use a wand if you want to, if it's easier for you to work with, or you can wrap the hair directly right around your curling iron. You're gonna keep a pinch on the strand of hair and just wrap it around. Leave the ends a bit straighter. This gives it a more casual feel. And when you take the curl out or the bend out, just pull at the ends. The more you pull on that while it's hot, the straighter it'll become. Now what I'm going to do is just create a section at the top. The great thing about this is depending upon the face shape, how much hair you'd like to have off of your face, you can make it a very small, narrow top area. You can actually bring up almost entirely the whole sides. But because we want to see some of this sort of natural wave that we put in there, we're going to go about right at the eyebrow and go up toward the crown of the head. So what I'm gonna use is actually a hair bungee. It's basically an elastic with 2 metal hooks on either side. And this is great because you don't actually have to pull very, very long hair through the elastic. You can actually just hook it into one side and bring it all the way around, and it'll eventually just hook right back into the rest of the pony. Going to bring it around several times. Just depends on how thick the hair is and how thick your section is. You can do the top knot again several different ways. You can do a very, very loose version, or you can coil it up on itself. I like to sort of bring the ends through the knot as well. And maybe go back around the other direction. And let some of the ends sort of stick out. I think that sort of adds to the look of the top knot. And there we have our half up, half down top knot.
Looks good.
I know.
You pull off top knots.
So I'm really bad at hair. So with that how-to kind of hair hack, I might actually be able to do something with
Yeah.
my hair.
And in the meantime, our team does a good
Yes.
job giving you one. Giving you
Exactly.
one. We just can't get enough of that Facebook video we've been talking about all morning. The mom with quadruplets, keeping it real with everyone. When she sums up motherhood in less than a minute. Let's watch again.
Dad's out shoveling the driveway. Mom desperately needed a treat to get through the rest of the night. So I'm hiding in the pantry. Eating a treat. Is that wrong? They don't ever go away. They want everything you have. See? She's always there.
Hey. Hey.
Hi.
Never gets old. Okay, we have some of your comments from Facebook, so thank you for all the comments. So Becky writes, I hide in my room, lock the door and eat my hidden chocolate, or I go to the store and hit up Mickey D's for french fries and a Coke. LOL, love this mama.
That's a good little escape. Shirley writes, you can mow grass or clean the pool. Always worked for me because they were afraid I would ask them to help, the kids to help. This is how I was able to get alone time. Great idea. Do chores they don't want to do.
Carrie writes from the UK, I tend to put something on my daughter's iPad that she will watch, and within 15 minutes, she's fallen asleep.
Yes.
Yes, mom wins, and I usually have 2 hours of mom time to paint my nails, take a bath, or watch something on TV that isn't a cartoon.
Or sleep. Just sleep the whole.
Watching cartoons is kind of.
Well, no, but it's like the iPad is like God's gift to parents.
Yes, definitely.
It really is. Jackie writes, I have six kids, so sometimes I have to be sneaky. Yeah, I'd say, I don't know how you can. How do you sneak around a house with 6 kids?
I don't even have any kids, and I can barely function as a human being. All right, well, we also want to say we hope that Sean is okay. He writes that there's a massive earthquake in New Zealand, so Sean hopes everything is okay there.
Yeah, I commented on that, said it was rattling quite a bit. We're looking up here. I'm seeing reports of a magnitude 5.2 earthquake in New Zealand, so of course our prayers to everyone there, and hope everyone is okay. You guys aren't just talking about those things. Here's what some of you had to say about some of our other stories this morning, beginning with the Ryan Reynolds face-off, whether it's Ryan Reynolds or you team Reynolds or you team Gosling.
Yes, Migdalia writes, love Ryan Reynolds, but Ryan Gosling is going to win. I'm with Migdalia. I think so too, yeah.
Maneo writes, Ryan Gosling anytime.
Okay, Ryan Gosling, a lot of love. Mary Beth writes, OMG, Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, so 2 for Reynolds, at least the ones we read anyway, 2 for Reynolds. Well, that could go all day with lots of debate. Now to the McDonald's case that we discussed. This being discussed during the People Magazine Investigate show. Jennifer writing, I remember the McDonald case when we used to drive by the house where it happened. Wow. So that really, it's just such a bizarre story.
It's crazy too that if you've been there and like kind of seen the whole house and everything.
Yeah.
And Miranda is loving the hair hacks this morning. We are loving them too.
Top knot.
I know, gotta go all the way.
We have to give a shout out to Maneo watching from Africa. So really cool.
And Jennifer's watching from Fort Bragg, home of the 82nd Airborne Division. So thank you guys for all your comments and tuning in. So keep them coming.
By the way, I'm seeing a lot more love for Ryan Reynolds here in the feed. So
I'm seeing a lot of Gosling love.
I don't want Reynolds to get an undercut here, but anyway, Ryan Reynolds is doing well. Anyway, it's so great to hear from you guys. And coming up next week, we'd love to see you again. We're celebrating Princess Kate's 35th birthday. Plus, Jewel is dishing on her new Hallmark movie, and we love all things, anything that Jewel says, I will be happy.
Well, thanks for watching. And for now, we leave you with one last thing from Marriage Boot Camp star Dylan King. Have a good weekend.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Dylan King from WeTV's Marriage Boot Camp, and this is one last thing. The last song stuck in my head was You Look Like I Need a Drink by Justin Moore. Last TV show I binge watched was Friends, all 10 seasons, start to finish. My last boys' night out, cigar lounge. That's my way to get away and to calm out. Cigar lounge.